Welcome back, everybody. Carolina Keith, regular Keith, Professor Keith. What a crap show we've got going on now. So let's just try to get through this the best we can. I'll just go with regular Keith. It's fine with me. Hope everyone had a good day, a good couple days. You probably didn't. You've seen the market. Let's get into it. Why waste a bunch of time with talk? I'm going to start on the low time frames. I'm going to work into the high time frames and go through some different assets that I've written down that we need to look at. Then we'll talk about what we might see coming, what we might see going. Sound good? I think it does. Let's go. Welcome to Crypto After Dark. If you have not done so, please do me a favor. Go hit the like button. It's free. It costs nothing to hit the like button while you're there. Hit the notification bell. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching over on X, man, give us a follow. It doesn't cost anything to give a follow. Let's just jump right on into this. All right, I've got the Bitcoin 1 hour chart pulled up right here. Why is this important and what does it even matter? Well, I'm going to kind of explain that now. So look at this thing just drop like it's no tomorrow with zero regard, right? This shows us different liquidity levels as we go, different levels that are changing, coming and going as the market develops throughout the different days, throughout the different timelines. Typically, things start in the low time frame first, and we can kind of see things playing out. We live trade on Thursday mornings. This Thursday morning, I managed to catch a couple good trades, right? But one of them was a long, one of them was a short. Not the point. And we almost got another long in there, but the market turned around on us. So I missed it by, I think, 3 sats of having the perfect entry, and I didn't get it. Whatever. So anyway, what we're able to see here is where the longs enter in, where the shorts enter in. Correct, we're not on Rumble. I can't get Rumble to work. It won't work right. That's why we're not there. We can't get the longs to hold on long enough here, and the shorts keep piling in so rapidly that the longs don't even have a chance to recover. Like the market just opened 3 minutes ago, and there's already a bloodbath across the altcoin market. Just absolute bloodbath. But they're all following Bitcoin, right? We're going to get in Bitcoin dominance here in a minute, but I want to show these levels that I've got marked and why they're important, all right? So even if we're looking at a high time frame, which you guys know I love to do, I love to look at the high time frames and move forward, right? You guys saw the thumbnail, and I want to talk about the thumbnail in a minute. It all starts in the low time frames and works its way up. This area I've got marked as new longs. By the way, let me make sure we're working everywhere. And yeah, we are. Good deal. Working everywhere. So this level, not only was it the new area where longs entered, and we can see that because it was a higher low. We had a high and a low, but they were both higher than the last two, right? So that's a higher low. Excuse me. I'm gonna drink. Sorry. By the way, fresh time. Why are we doing 8 o'clock instead of 11 o'clock? Well, wife's flight comes in a couple hours, and that's exactly when our typical 11 o'clock Crypto After Dark stream would be. So I bumped it up a few hours, knowing that way we could get the stream in, plus have a Zoom in, plus do whatever we needed to do, right? And I don't have time to travel. Got to do what you got to do. But the show goes on, right? This level was where we saw longs jump into the market and try to get a foothold. And they got a foothold pretty rapidly. As you see, at the beginning of the week, just so happens to be 6 hours after the week opened. The first couple hours were a little odd, little back and forth, a little rocky, couple candles here and there. I'm sorry, this is a 2 hour chart, not the 1 hour chart. As soon as the bulls got a foothold, got up over that last little high, the week took off and looked to a great start. Like we're having an amazing week, an amazing start here, right? Actually, along the way, we took out different levels that we had before. There were different liquidity levels where shorts piled in and shorts piled in, all the way up to this level. This level was actually an old short level from a couple weeks ago where bears had gotten a hold on the market, took a big bite out of it and kind of sent it downward. Perfect. So we got up here and we shot a couple wicks through it. 3 different times, as a matter of fact. 3 different wicks. 3 different times the bulls tried to take out the bears at that level, and they did not succeed. As they didn't succeed, they eventually gave up on the 3rd rip. All right, so you've got 3 fails, you've got 1 drop up and another drop. This is like a wick off distribution here, right? What we want to see is the exact same thing in the opposite direction. We want to see the exact same thing happen. It has to first come back to this high, which is going to be a big fight. That high is marked with brand new shorts that just entered the market today. We had a pretty good looking 4 hour candle going. And then in a matter of 15 minutes, it all changed and went away. incredible how strong the bears were to start that 4-hour candle off and to end that 4-hour candle with the power that they did. I don't even have it pulled up, but you can get the take right here. It's pretty darn miserable. As we've gone along here, more shorts have piled in at different areas. You can see that longs tried to attack these shorts. This was actually where we had our good trades at this morning. But as soon as we tried to get those, bam, bears rolled in. Just absolutely. Sorry, the dog's in here. She's going to make noises. I can't do anything. I can't help it. Typically, she'd be in there with the wife. She's not going to be. Whatever, dude. Dogs and cats and everything else in between. Don't have any kids here, but I got dogs and cats. Anyway, the shorts continue to pile in. The bears just ripped apart the bulls as the bulls tried to come in. Bears were waiting, absolutely nuked those bulls with a big bearish engulfing, and we haven't recovered since. It's been 8 hours of unbelievable sell-off here. Unbelievable sell-off with no regard. It's just absolute pure drops, no regard. If I flip out to the 4-hour here, what looked good 2 days ago, right? Looked pretty good 2 days ago. Just across the board destroyed. Within 4 minutes of this live stream coming, we dropped 2.5% across the board. Just boom, 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 boom. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? How is anybody supposed to sit here and prepare for that? Just instant off the bat nukes. It's tough. 4-hour, here's that candle I was discussing right there. That was a big solid green candle until that 15-minute candle came in and wiped it all across the board and sent it tumbling back down. Now I'm going to go out to the daily, and you're going to see what I mean about I don't like the way this looks. Flip her over to daily here. All right, there's our 821. As you see, we were flying high, doing pretty darn well, and then boom, boom, and already another boom. Within the first 8 minutes of this candle opening, you get a big, solid daily red candle already. Could this turn around? Sure. Is it likely that it hurries up and gets better? No, it's not. This is the reality that we're in, all right? What we thought would be a typical market is not a typical market. It continues to go every which way except the way we need it to. Even when you think you've got it figured out, it comes back and hits you right in the mouth. Now, I'll say this. Could we be testing the trend line here? Sure. Sure. Could be. It better hurry up and figure that shit out real fast. Because if it doesn't, we're looking perilous. It looks perilous, all right? Also note, this is a very eerie looking double top. It's a very eerie looking double top. If this gets any farther than right through here, we're in trouble. If this goes down below this, what's really this 102,000 level, if I scroll out on the weekly, you'll be able to see it's the same weekly 1272 that we've been playing with for a while. If we get down below that level, fellas, folks, ladies, that's trouble. That's really, really bad for the entire market, not just for your altcoin that you're in love with. All right? Heartbreaking news to tell you, but that's all there is to it. As Thor's Hammer just said, Israel said that it's launching a preemptive strike against Iran. Wonderful. That's exactly what we need. A war. Wonderful. And people are blowing my phone up. Yeah, sorry. I'm in the middle of something. Anyway, this is what happens, right? Live. Live. What you get for live. If you've never been here, we're going to keep it real, keep it rational, and not ever going to bullshit you, right? We're going to come straight at you with the facts, nothing more, nothing less. We don't have anything else to give you, all right? It's never going to be hopium. It's never going to be, oh, we're going to go to the moon. You're not going to see any of that on this channel. You're always going to get reality checks, and the reality is this looks really, really, really awful. If this goes any farther than that 50 moving average, we're in trouble, y'all. Can't happen, okay? That 50 moving average in this area right through here is crucial. Seriously, any more than that, we got to bail. I'm going to have to bail if this day finishes like this. Honestly, I just bought altcoins 2 days ago because the market looked pretty darn good. Bam, right in the face, I get smacked. Nope, you'll not get anything. Right down you go. What are you going to do? I can't control it, right? We can't control the market. We just stuck with it. As far as the Ichimoku cloud goes, you almost got back to 4 out of 4. You almost got the conversion line over the baseline, And in the process, you lost the lag line. Now the lag line's under the candles. Now we got 2 out of 4. That's not going to get it. That's not going to get it. We need 4 out of 4. 3 out of 4 would be great. This closing today is going to make me have to sell some Bitcoin. And I didn't want to do that. It's going to make me have to. Here's the thumbnail. And I know this seems bad right now. If I have to sell, it could take months for this to recover, but it still has time to recover. I think we still have till the end of the year. Honestly, this is looking more and more like a bull run for Bitcoin only and a couple altcoins. And everything else is getting punished. That's what it's looking like it's working out to be. I didn't think that was going to happen. Go ahead and tell me how you knew that was going to happen. Because you didn't. But just what people will say. We knew this was going to happen. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't at all. You thought it was going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, just like everybody else did. So stop. But as long as we stay above that level, like I was talking about up here, we stay above that 127.2 fib that we have there, we still have a chance to run to our 125 to 135 level, maybe even 140. This is looking less and less likely up here. But if we do get up to this 135, 140 level by September or so, you still have a chance to make a run up here for that 175. All right. And the reason I say that is we flip to the monthly and you get a little bit better look at it. Big parabola. You held it pretty much the whole time, pretty much the whole time, pretty much the whole time. And as you see, we still have several months for this thing to work its way out. All right. It can't really get much lower than this. Like I said, we're threatening ourselves with very, very dire consequences. We don't want to play around with this. You start falling under this and playing around with this parabola, you're in trouble. This is already trouble because we shouldn't be getting these big monster red days in across the board, as literally you've never had more good news to talk about crypto. Never have you had more good news than we have right now to talk about. Oh man, look at this lawsuit going away. Oh, look at these people. Oh, look, they got a new program. Oh, look, a new partnership. And what happens? Down go the charts over and over and over and over again. How much longer do we have to sit and listen to influencers talk about news? Oh, look at this new partnership. How much longer do we have to do that before we start living in reality and going, hey, man, maybe they don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're getting paid to talk about it. Maybe they're just emotional. How much longer? Ask yourself how much longer you're going to listen to them. I'm just saying. Maybe I'm not the bad guy here. Maybe I'm just the one telling you that you're living with the bad guy. And as we speak, Bitcoin's trying to break this trend line. I'm not going to react too much over this and not freak out because we probably need to give this a little bit, but this looks really bad. The market is absolutely puking right now. So after this live stream, I'm going to have to make some decisions. We'll see what happens. All right, let's go to Bitcoin dominance, which is what I was going to talk about. The problem here is just as soon as it looked like we were going to fail, right back up she comes. It just won't let go. Bitcoin dominance just won't let go. Every time you think she's going to slow down, she fights right back up over those moving averages and keeps on going. Go ahead and tell me how your Forex patterns knew that was going to happen. It didn't. It didn't. Stop. That's not true, and you know that. It's not true, and you know that. We're stuck here. Until Bitcoin dominance gives up, there is no altcoin run. Aside from the one or two that you're in love with who might have done well, all the other ones are getting punished. Is that a fair thing to say? One or two have done well out of 100. One or two have done well out of 100, especially since January. Since January, it's been an absolute bloodbath nearly across the market. Again, there are rare exceptions. Please don't bring up the rare exception and think that that's going to be the rule. It's not. Unfortunately, we're all stuck dealing with this. We have to see Bitcoin dominance let go, and it hasn't yet. Here's a comparison to what we had last time. Right around the timeline date-wise, the same time last cycle, we had already started our altcoin season, which is that red line right there. All right. That was roughly March of 21. That's when we saw Bitcoin dominance give up and then finally really roll over, continue to gain momentum price-wise, but other money started to go to other coins. It just hasn't happened. Look, we're still going up. What are you going to do? I can't control that. You can't control that. We're stuck dealing with it. This is brutal. It's just brutal. To watch what you thought was going to be the biggest bull run of all time and all this other stuff just get wiped is tough to watch. And I know it's not just me. You're going to sit up here and pretend that, you didn't have this bullshit. Stop. We all know what's going on here. All right. Moving on from Bitcoin to Ethereum. Look at this. It shot up over the 200 and looked great. I honestly didn't think we'd be coming back to this level for a while. 2 days later, we're back under it. I mean,
damn.
What are you supposed to do? The only saving grace here is that we're still above the trend line right here hanging on. That's the only saving grace. But the fact that we're down 3%, 5%, 12%, 13% across the board within 15 minutes of the market opening is a really bad sign. This has the whole rest of the day continue to fail. Could it turn around? Yeah, could. But I'm not betting on it to hurry up and do it. All right. I didn't expect to see this thing break the 200 and fail. Really didn't. And with that, it immediately just continued to regurgitate. And now it's back up underneath the 821, sitting on the trend line. Any more than that, we're heading to the 50 moving average, which is bad. Somehow you're still 4 out of 4 on the cloud, but it ain't going to be after the end of the day. If the market closes where it's at, it won't be 4 out of 4 on the cloud. You'll have the conversion line under the baseline, and you're going to lose the lag line underneath the cloud. Underneath the candles. That'll be 2 out of 4 from what was 4 out of 4. Ethereum finally got a chance, and then bam, smack back down to reality. Just when you thought it was going to turn the corner. It's just defeat after defeat after defeat. And you got to wonder how many times the market can take this many defeats. It was not this way in 2020. You had set periods of time where there were defeats. The whole world shut down. That was one defeat. And then for the next 9 months, it went straight up. What about some more defeats? Well, for a couple months there at the end, in the middle of 2021, you had a couple months of defeat. And then more straight up after that. 2016, what did you have? Straight up for almost a year and a half. What'd you get this time? Yeah. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Makes you wonder. I can't control it, just stuck dealing with it. But I'm telling you what, the more and more this happens, the more and more I lose faith in altcoins completely here. Good luck figuring out which ones are the ones that are actually going to stick around, because from what I see, doesn't matter what your influencer says, doesn't matter the deals, it doesn't matter the CEO, it doesn't matter who they talk to, they all go get punished. They all go get punished over and over and over and over and over. All right. I don't see that there's an easy way to know that. Maybe I'm wrong and maybe I'm living in a turtle shell or whatever, but I don't see that there's an easy way to know that yours is going to be the one, aside from you just feeling like. All right. We got to kind of try to remove those feelings. Anyway, moving on to some more stuff. She failed R1. Almost everything failed R1 pivot. If you go look around, you'll see that it got real ugly real fast. What was some good looking RSIs? Oh, you broke out? Psych.
Gotcha, bitch.
You don't get to break out. You're going back down. MACD, you looked pretty good, right?
Gotcha, bitch.
Nope, you're going back down. What do you put? Fake out. You guys remember NBA Jam? Yeah, rewind back to 1993. Play NBA Jam on Sega. Head fake, and then you could do a dunk. Or you jump from the free throw line and then pass it at the last second, right? That's exactly what the market just did to everybody. 13 volume candles of red in a row. One green, followed by 2 more power down volume candles. Exactly how you had it drawn up, I'm sure.
Wrong.
It wasn't how you had it drawn up. I'm joking. I'm being facetious. All right, so there's Ethereum. This better hang on, and you better hurry up and hang on, because if not, things are going to get worse. I know that we're going to blame charts going down on a war, but historically, charts are really great for wars are really great for charts and economies. If you didn't know that, aside from the 2 countries that are fighting, everybody else who happens to supply the war, us, for instance, tend to make more money. Maybe you didn't know that, but you know now. All right, so moving on. we'll go to everyone's favorite XRP. So here you go. There's my actual buy line. I was in profit again. And here we are. The very next day, yeet, pulled the rug right out from under me.
Gotcha, bitch.
And back down we go. Back down we go. So I'm considering selling this at a loss just because I don't want to be dealing with this all the time. You're either going to go or you ain't. Right? And this continues to hesitate, head fake, pump fake, and not want to go. What was the promising looking RSI? Snap your fingers back down. I guess they got a new deal. MACD, what was promising looking? Snap your fingers to go back down. Oh, look, they must have won a lawsuit. What was a good looking moving average cross, jumping over everything? Snap your fingers. Oh, look, Brad Garlic House says there'll be 15% of Swift soon. What are we doing? All I see is price failing. And if you're going to tell me that, oh, that doesn't move the price because this news was different than this news, but well, what metric are we using here? Bottom line is the chart continues to fail. All right. While we did break out and get through that short-term trend line that we were over last time, we butted heads with this high time frame trend line here and immediately rejected. It didn't want any part of it. It immediately bailed as soon as it hit it. It's almost as if it was waiting to become more bearish. All right. It rejected all the moving averages all at once, by the way. No bearish back test so far, which seems very odd to me that you didn't get any sort of bearish back test on any of this. We just snap our fingers and drop 3 to 5% across the board on the market within 15 minutes. That all leads me to think it's just not ready. Failed to pivot miserably, so we're more bearish than bullish still. We could come all the way back down to $2 again. I'm kind of sick of watching the money flounder away back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, in profit, out of profit, in profit, out of profit. It's too much to deal with. Also, this weekly continues to just look weak and not want to show some power here. We're now trying to close the weekly back under the 821 EMA again after throwing another hammer candle and not getting anything out the backside of it. It's just too weak. Every time a little power comes in, it flounders, and I can't be a part of it. So I'm going to have to bail if it doesn't get better. Simple as that. I'm trying to be rational about it, as y'all hear. It's nothing to do with emotions. It's nothing to do with news. It's just purely the chart. And now it continues to flounder around and not do enough. Has it already done everything it's going to do? Damn, man, it kind of seems like it. You know what I mean? Kind of seems like it's done what it's going to do and quit. I don't know. But damn sure sucks. I made really good money on this on the way up, so I'm not super upset about it. I rebought at about that level y'all see right there. So it's whatever, man. I'm not going to be all tore up on it. Damn, it's just frustrating. I actually used profits to rebuy this, right? So it's whatever. It's a small loss right now. It's not the end of the world. It happens. So if it doesn't improve by the end of the day, like I said, I'm going to have to walk away. There's XRP. All right, ZBCN was requested, and I forgot this the other day, so I'm going to go over it now. By the way, let me say hey to everybody. What's up, E. Phillips, Ron Poteet? What's up, Dab? What's up, Brother Bill? What's up, Creek? Yeah, no Rumble today. Thor's Hammer, what's up, brother? Ron Poteet, what happened to our Dragonfly Doji on the week? Yeah, that's why I don't say the word pump, because it's an emotional trigger word. I never say the word pump because of that. Over on X, what's up, Rope-a-Dope? What's up, Diego? Good to see you, brother. We got a little over 100 people watching. Prime time, 8 o'clock on East Coast, 5 o'clock on West Coast, and there are almost 100 people watching. People just don't care. I don't know what else to say. People just don't care. It's pretty wild to watch. To watch people just give up. The sentiment is all time. I wonder if I have that. No, I probably changed off of it. But I had a chart pulled up for the sentiment for crypto, right? It's really bad. And if you look, just go to Google and type in crypto, and go like last 1 year, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So ZBCN looked pretty darn good up until a couple days ago. She ran up really, really quickly. Rapidly, though, consolidated, fell back underneath the 821. And here you see back tested the 821 again yesterday after throwing a pretty good candle. But now we're pointing more toward that 50 moving average, and looks like it's finally leveling off. A lot of them look like this if you look around. Also, she went super overbought. So this was actually needing to cool down a little bit. Still got a ton of volume bars coming in on the MACD. No change there. As far as the pivot goes, you know, you're under R1, under pivot, rolling back toward S1, looking rough, looking like it doesn't want to have any part of this. Sucks, man. Freaking sucks, dude. So frustrating. For now, it's a no on this one, only because it's pointing toward that 50 moving average. Also, if you look at the cloud, cloud is kind of sort of in line with the 50, like it's going to work its way back to the 50. You're no longer 4 out of 4, you're 3 out of 4, because that's clearly going to cross over. So you've lost one of the good parts of the cloud. So even it's slowed down a little bit, and it was a top performer. It was a top performer. So unfortunately, got to back off and wait on this one. XLM. I'm ready for this to be done, by the way. It sucks even being on here talking about this. So I've already sold this, and I don't own it anymore. But underneath the 50 for this XLM, underneath the 50, underneath the 100 and 821, underneath everything. Congratulations. She turned ugly real fast, and now looks extremely bearish. Also note, look at that glorious head and shoulders right there. Whew. Boy, that better get right real quick. If this doesn't get back over this level in a hurry, down goes Frazier. All right? That's just a standard head and shoulders. There's your neckline, shoulder, head, shoulder. Boy, things can get bad real fast. So hold your breath, all right? I ain't going to tell you what to do your thing, but it looks rough. It's 4 out of 4 on the cloud, bad. No green check marks there. Your cloud is red, that's 1. You're underneath the cloud, that's 2. Your conversion line is underneath the baseline, that's 3 red. And 4th, your lag line back here, this white squiggly line, is underneath the candles. No good. 4 out of 4 negative. Sorry, on to the next. How about one that looked pretty good until the last couple days? ICP. This one looked pretty good until the last couple days. Ran straight up to the box where I thought it would hit, that 236 level. Great. We were right on the TA on that one. I knew it would pull back a little bit. What I didn't know was we would get 3 massive green-red candles at the top. Bang, bang, bang in a row. And what I mean, right off the bat as soon as the day started today, which is wild. By the way, if y'all haven't done so, man, please go shoot us a like. It's free. If you're watching over on X, go give us a like, man. Go give us a like over here on YouTube. It won't cost anything. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep it real with you. It can't be very many of me keeping it real with everybody. It can't be. It's a bunch of people who will tell you how much money they made all the time, but I mean, I don't believe that. So, all right, ICP falling under the 8 EMA now. I would at least like to see it try to hold the 8 EMA. But damn, dude, what was really promising looking just reversed so fast. Back into the wait a minute zone. You got a 150 cross down here, and we saw several shoot up and make that good look and that good cross and really run up, which we'll talk about one here in a second. But come on, man. Market just gave up, dude. Look at that weekly. That's bearish. That's a bearish wick. That's not going to get it. That's not going to get it. We need improvement rapidly. Got to wait it out. I don't want to make a panic move and sell too quick. So I'm going to try to give it for a little bit here and then make a decision. But I mean, I'm in profits on it, so I can bail and get out and not be complaining. But damn, boy, if it didn't turn ugly. So on to the next. And I'll show you what I meant here with Uniswap. All right, here you go. Uniswap was looking very good. You got your 150 moving average cross. Good. Shot straight up, aim for the 200, snap your fingers, right back down like it didn't happen. It just doesn't make good sense. And you're going to say, oh, well, it's a big bullshit. Right. Now what? It didn't hit any heavy resistance. It just stopped and turned around instantly. And there's nothing that we get to do about that. This was one of the better looks that we had, dude. Absolutely ripping Uniswap was. You would say, oh, it just came out of support. No, it's through that now. It's digging into other support. That's not great. What was bullish is just simply flipped back the other way. Weekly wise, she hit all these moving averages that it got into and insta rejected. back to the 21 moving average. That's not bullish, folks. That's not bullish. That's mediocre at best, and that's not going to get it. We need to see a bunch of these turn the corner in a hurry. And unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. We have zero buy pressure right now. It's all sell pressure on top of sell pressure. I'm sitting here looking at Bitcoin almost down 2% within 30 minutes of the market opening. Goodness gracious. Just straight slaughterhouse. Look at that. Just a slaughterhouse. This took out what longs we had. I'm going back to it because it keeps going as we're doing this. We don't get to do this very often live. You know what I mean? So it's cool that we get to see this short-term price action live. Usually when we're on a live stream, it's late at night and we don't get that kind of price action, which is another reason why I do it late at night. You know what I mean? It's a more mellow time to be looking at things. Boy, right now, short of hell ain't mellow, is it? It looks rough. So it just continues to sell off. Sean Shepard says, Keystone here providing the real news, and he's all asking for is a like. Hey, bro. Good call, bro. Support the ones who support you. Damn right, dude. Let's go. That's a pretty good way of saying it. However, market keeps right on sliding down. Look at this. It's just all sell. It's just all sell. And look at the RSI. The 15 minutes RSI is disappearing. Disappearing. It's a little oversold. About the 1 hour. Hey, guess what? Oversold. Double oversold. Look at that candle in the 1 hour. Exactly how you had it, right? Right. Look at the 2 hour. What are we doing? What about the 4 hour? And now the 4 hour is oversold. From overbought to oversold in a snap of a finger. That's insane. All right. I don't see how this corrects itself quickly. Damn. What sucks is there's nothing we can do about it, and that's the worst part. Look at that. I mean, it's just as bad as it can get, dude. Unreal. Shorts on top of shorts on top of shorts. It's really something to watch. It's really something to watch. How low can it go? All the way back to 100. That's where the next longs are down here. All the way back down to 100 is devastating because that's going to pull alts down 10, 15% minimum. And if that's the case, likely all of their bull runs are over, or if they ever even started. And that's unacceptable for the entirety of the market, aside from a few coins. Right. Anyway, let's keep going here. I just happened to see the ridiculously bad price action. I thought I'd look at it for a second, and it just made me a little bit more depressed. Look at Solana. Oh, yeah. Hey, that's Solana disappearing.
Come on, man. God damn.
Look at that. Gone. I mean, in a flash. Gone. I don't know what else to say. Look at that, dude. Congrats if you're the guy sitting at the computer who literally opened a short up as soon as the market started the next day. I don't really think y'all were doing that. But congratulations to the dude who'll say he did that. It's an absolute brutal sign. What's the other interesting sign is what it'll be like to look at charts tomorrow on equities and regular stocks like Tesla, the Magnificent Seven, healthcare stocks, etc. It'll be interesting to see what they look like. Thor's Hammer said, Solana's back to the 100 on the daily. Maybe it stops here. I don't know. But things look really bad. I think we could see a 15 to 20% drop across the board for the day, across everything, which is just absolutely heartbreaking. So let's look at oil real quick. So this is WTI crude, the price of oil per barrel. What was all the way down to $55 a barrel, which, by the way, means oil companies are absolutely losing their ass, is all the way back up to $70. Almost in the snap of a finger over the course of a couple of days. Boom, right back up. We've broken through all the moving averages at one time. And as you see, things continue to go up and up and up. What does this mean? Well, this means gas prices will go up. Yeah. Those cheap gas prices you were getting. If they're having a war in the Middle East, that goes away, folks. Sorry. Bitcoin down now 2.5%. Goodness gracious. This is absolutely miserable. Look at that. Could we just be back testing that trend line? Sure. Then what? You've seen the other ones that crossed trend lines and then just kept on going. Could get worse. All right, I got a couple here that I looked at on the last stream that actually looked pretty good. One of them was Rio. Let's look how bad it turned. Yeet. Look at that. Was a really, really solid look, and then bam, she's gone. Just like that. As if nothing happened. Just disappeared off the face of the earth. Really, 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 really sucks. Didn't want to see the market do this, but unfortunately, it's what we got to deal with. What was over the 50 and the 821 is back testing it now. You got the 200 sloping down. You lost the high. All this did was sweep the high and fail, and now it's rolled back over. And unfortunately, if it doesn't hold this 50 and the 821, you're going down even farther. Chainlink. I sold this already. Boy, as it turned sour in a heartbeat. Big sell-off as soon as it got over that 50 and looked bullish. Over the 50. Yeet.
Gotcha, bitch.
Back down you go.
Wrong.
That's what everybody was. Go ahead and tell me you were the guy saying, oh, short that. Short that. Wrong. It could get way, way worse. What's up, squad? Good to see you, brother. Appreciate y'all being here. For the guys who are here, dude, I super appreciate it. For real. 200 of y'all watching over on X, man. Take the shit show in with me, all right? I'm the keep it real guy. You guys have never watched before. Welcome to reality. I'm going to keep it real with you. I ain't going to bullshit you like everybody else will. If it looks bad, I'll say it's bad. There's the chat box, by the way. Drop a comment if you're over on X. Let me know where you're watching from. Have you ever watched before? And thank you for tuning in. A little bit of buy pressure on Bitcoin here, but it's just trying to bounce off that 50. And we hit that sumbitch in a hurry. Live on air. Damn, man. Let me get something to drink real quick. It's depressing as shit, ain't it? Can we just talk about it for a second? Let's just go on the main channel here on the screen like this and talk about it for a second. What the hell, fellas? What the hell? Can we have a coming to Jesus session for a second? Where do we go from here? Is that it? And if that's it, man, was that disappointing. And yes, it was decent for Bitcoin. I agree. You had some pretty good gains. You didn't buy the perfect bottom. No one did. If they did, they're lying. But you bought near the bottom, like I did. I bought at 20,000. Wrote it up and did pretty well, right? Did pretty well. Problem is, all the money that we took out of Bitcoin and put anywhere else, insta-fail. Insta-fail. And the thing is, most people did that. They'll tell you they didn't, but they did. And the people who tell you to buy Bitcoin every day, well, they actually can afford to do that. Can you afford to buy Bitcoin every day? Lord knows I can't. So whenever they say that, are they actually even doing it? Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Probably they're just saying that, hoping that you listen to them and continue to give them follows. And the more follows you give them, the more money they get so they can buy more Bitcoin every day. I wish it was the case. Unfortunately, it's not. Things have gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. Can this bounce the 50-day moving average? Yes, it can. I'm looking at it right now. I guess it could get better. Tell me what y'all think, man. Y'all think we're going to bounce this? You think we're going to roll over and quit? I would love to hear what y'all have to say in the comments. Maybe Keith needs a quick trip out of town. Right, I agree. I go on vacation July 17th, I think. We'll have a house sitter for what that matters. But that's when we leave town. So I'll be gone for a week with the fam. And of course, that's when the market will turn around. Maybe it just gets worse. The last time I went on vacation, the president got shot in the head. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. Maybe we could get a normal vacation. Yes, that really happened when I was on vacation, sitting on the beach with the fam. Wild day. Telling my son, who's all MAGA? It annoys the heck out of me. The president got shot in the head. What? I said, yeah, he got shot in the head. He ran to the hotel room to go watch the TV and then came down pissed at me when I said, yeah, I told you he got shot in the head. I didn't tell you he's dead. I thought he died. You had my heart going dead, blah, blah, blah. It was funny at the moment. But anyway, tell me what y'all think in the comments, man. Let me know what you think. I don't want to sit here and preach to everybody. And I really do value everyone's opinion rather than most people who get on here and just talk shit to you. I'm not that guy. I'm gonna value other people's opinions because I'm the first person to tell you I don't know it all. I really don't. I know what I know, and I know that some of these things should have been buys, and then they just snap your fingers, turn the other direction. That doesn't make a whole lot of good common sense to me. And since it doesn't make good common sense, I don't think it should be happening. But there's nothing I can do about that. So anyway, drop a comment. Tell me what you think. I would love to hear what everybody has to say. I see several of y'all watching on YouTube and a few of y'all commenting. So let me know what you think in the comments, man. And I see almost 300 people over on X watching. Jump in the comments and tell me what you think. There's a chat box right there, and it'll even pop up on the screen right now. All right. So now that Bitcoin hit the 50 and it's got a little bit of buy pressure, back to the 1 hour. I'm talking about a little bit. A little bit of buy pressure, not too much. This is better than nothing, but I need to see this thing turn into a big doji candle, and I don't know if we're going to get that in 17 minutes. Dab said, proves you need a plan and a backup plan. You're damn right, which is a great point we can go over real quick. 4 points of trading, 4 points of investing, 4 points of life. All right? Simple. All right? Number one, no emotions. Whenever you involve your emotions into anything that you do, you lose. All right? I'm sorry to hear that, but as a rational male adult, you have to be the non-emotional one. I'll leave that for your partner. All right? There has to be opposites here, and that's the way it works. So I need you to keep a level head and realize what's going on, all right? Keep your emotions out of it. Just stick to what you can do. Stick to your data, and don't listen to the outside noise, okay? Rule number 2, have a plan. What's your plan going into this? I know what my plan was. Boy, did that backfire, so I sold a bunch. That was my backup plan. Now look, here we are again, same problem. So my backup plan for this one was to sell pretty quick if things turn ugly. And I'm telling you what, they turned ugly in a heartbeat. So I'm going to have to sell pretty quick again. That's number 3, by the way. Have a backup plan. Rule number 1, no emotions. Rule number 2, have a plan. Rule number 3, have a backup plan. Backup plan for me was to sell if it got ugly. All right. And it's already getting ugly. Rule number 4, the most important rule, and the rule that I don't follow enough. My echo button doesn't work. What else could be more perfect? Take your profits, everybody. Please take your profits, because if you don't take your profits, someone else will. And today is the perfect example of that. All right? Please, please don't listen to me. Do your own thing. Don't buy and sell what I do. Don't listen to me, my charts. You go do it yourself. Rule number 1, rule number 2, rule number 3, rule number 4. Everything else will work itself out, okay? Crew Chief says, what's up? Good to see you, Crew Chief. V-Files. Hey, Keith, could you have a look at OP? Yep. Love to know what you think. Sure. Thor's Hammer says it's going to be messy. Think we go down for Max Payne and then random rockets up. That's a good point. Maybe that happens, which would be really, really wild, wouldn't it? I would agree. All right, optimism. Optimism. Interestingly enough, I was in optimism. Sold it because it turned bad, and I'm really glad I sold it when it turned bad, because now we're down. Let's see from where I sold it. Yeah, we're down 11-12% from where I sold it. For now, it's a no. It's under all the moving averages and looks really, really ugly. I'll say this, it is sitting on support. It's not the end of the world, but if it doesn't fix itself very rapidly, this is ugly, because you could say this is a Head and Shoulders as well. All right. And that this is going to come down here and crab out and get way worse. It's fully possible. Be very, very careful. The only thing you've got going for you on this is that it's on support. If that fails, she's gone. She's gone. It gets underneath that last week low, which is almost there now. She's gone. And it might not come back for a while. That's why I bailed on it. That's why I had to let it go. Here's your weekly look. Failed the EMA again. Unfortunately, on the weekly, that bad girl's a falling knife. With no sign of stopping. Look at the RSI. Dead flat. Look at the MACD. Look at all that volume, and the price continues to drop. You don't have anything going for you here on this one. Even throwing a really, really ugly weekly gravestone doji right now. What the hell? Add some more bad news into the mix, right? It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. You don't have anything going for you here on this one. Damn, that's loud. I'm looking for some different messages. Yeah, Apolara, if you're watching, you're commenting in the wrong spot. Click on the live stream, and once you click on the live stream, there's a chat box. And then you'll be with all of us. On the live stream, there's a chat box. Damn it, it keeps unmuting whenever I do that. If I click the link, it starts unmuting. But yeah, this is a very, very rough look. I thought this would be way better by now. Nope. ABT. A lot of room for improvement on a lot of these, and they all just started looking good. That's the worst part. All right. So the other day I looked at this and I thought, hey, man, she's trying, but no, right? It's still under all the moving averages. And I was like, I like the improvement, but it's got a ways to go because it's still under all these. No, probably not. Boy, was I right about this one. Hammer time down. All right. It's just straight sell off. If we pull fibs on it to see how much farther it could go. These wicks are a little odd, so I don't want to, but they do line up. Okay. So even if I use that wick, I still see pretty good price action alignment with the fibs. It's just now failing the 50 fib though. So this looks like it's coming down to at least 66 cents. It's also where the S2 pivot is. That looks like that's where we're going next. Ichimoku clouds 4 out of 4. No. How about the weekly? Oh boy, that's a fallen knife. Sorry. No can do on that one. Just ran back up and did a bearish back test of the 100. Has since forth rolled over and slowed down. This is what bothers me, that some of this stuff could be in big trouble. Ooh, good point, Thor's Hammer. Thank you, V-Files. Thor's Hammer made a good point. $335 million worth of liquidations in the last hour. On top of that, there was $335 million worth of liquidations earlier at about 10 o'clock this morning. Wipeouts across the board. Just nuclear wipeouts across the board. That's almost $1 billion evaporating, folks. Poof. Disappeared. You can't keep doing that. The charts cannot maintain that much of a dick punch. Sucks, but it is what it is. We Creaking Now says, change our alts to USDC. Hold until charts get better. Discount. Scale out like you scale. Right. I mean, I guess that's fair enough. Scale out like you scale in. Fair enough. Fair enough. The problem is we're not guaranteed that these alts are ever going to go back up again. That's the only hitch in the giddy up. How do we actually know that things are going to turn around and get better? And unfortunately, we don't. 400 people watching over on X. That's pretty cool. 29 people on YouTube. You guys on YouTube, hit like so more people will watch. There's 15 likes, 29 viewers. We're breaking records on YouTube over here with 29 whole people watching. I got a couple more I want to look at. AI Tech. This one was a good looking one last time. I wrote these down. I do this on live streams. I've told y'all this before. I'll pull up this chart as soon as we do this. But whenever I'm charting on live streams or anything, right, I write down what I'm looking at and I highlight stuff in green if it's good, orange if maybe, and then pink is nah, right? It's a very basic rudimentary way of looking at things, but it's my quick access and my quick recollection for what I'm seeing, right? This was good the last time we looked. I had it highlighted in green. And now, yeah, things changed. It went from really good to really, really no thanks in a hurry. It was over the 200 moving average the last stream we did. It was great. And then snap your fingers, bam, bam, back down to the 50 moving average, failed the 200, fell in the 821 all at once. And that, I'm sorry, folks, just doesn't make good sense to me. What broke moving averages instantly failed, which was any upward momentum that alts had. Technically, that's a lower high, never quite got up there. And now you're set to make a lower low unless it can hold the line. If it holds the line, it can try to make another run at this high, make a higher high. If this one goes up, everything goes up. So be watching, because this is just going to follow the herd with everything else. In case you didn't know it, that's how it works. What's up, Stifler? Good to see you, brother. Yes, this has been absolute ass, aside from a few coins. If you got lucky and you hit on one, you did great. Otherwise, most people have got blitzed unless you were all in on Bitcoin, which most people weren't. All right. No, actually, wars are. So Corey asked, says anything special to do with the Iran-Israel thing? No, typically whenever we have wars, it's actually good for our economy because we sell all the munitions all over the world. That just means that our Defense Department will make more money, and more money means more charts go up, means more profits, means more money gets spent. The more money that gets spent, the more things get bought, the more other charts go up, and this ball keeps going. Usually, red on a war thing isn't a bad thing. It's usually a good thing because, again, we're going to go up in charts. Raytheon and a bunch of other ones. Watch those charts over the next few days and see what happens. Right, all your war stocks. You can Google war stocks and you can see which ones I'm talking about. If they're really going to go at it. You know what I mean? If they're really going to go at it. Yeah, we should see. There's some comments there. We should see. I don't want to say them all out loud. There you go, Apolar. Now you figured it out. Good to see you, brother. All right, so we did AI tech, and it doesn't look so great. We did that one. Virtuals. All right. Virtuals. Can we just do... We'll just do the regular old crypto chart. All right. Unfortunately, it's the same story for this one. What was looking pretty good now has simply turned into a bit of a head and shoulders here. Failing the 50, failing the 200, failing the 821, 100 moving average is way down here. Again, this one looks bearish. It looks bearish. It looks like it's going to fail and come down more. If that's the case, all of them are, right? Or most of them will. And kind of the same look we have from this one. I just thought about buying this one. Glad I didn't. It turned ugly in a heartbeat, didn't it? I'd like to see some improvement, but without any improvement, we just sitting, waiting, stuck. Can't do anything yet. The weekly on it, yeah, that's not a good look. That's a terrible shooting star doji candle right there. You don't want to see that. Shooting stars, you know what they do? They come screaming back to earth. Yeah, I don't want to see this thing come screaming back to earth. Hence why I say that's a bad look. One we haven't done yet, DAG. Always record when we do DAG. For a couple of reasons. Like one is historical data so that somebody is saying something out there that makes sense rather than all being sucking on the hopium gas. I'll look at that one next here in a second. So as far as the daily goes, you rejected all the moving averages in a hurry. I mean, just snap your fingers. I thought this was bearish when we were watching it on the live stream last time, and I was right, unfortunately. This one cuts back and goes straight back down to the trend line. I liked the trend line bounce that we got. That was nice. But now look, just immediate rejection is not good enough. It's not good enough. That's not going to get it. We need rapid improvement. We really, really need rapid improvement there. How about the Ichimoku cloud? You're still 4 out of 4 no on that one. Sorry, reality. Pivot points. You just failed S1 and the pivot point. That means you're coming down here likely to S2, which is back to the trend line. That's not going to get it. If I look at weekly, which was a little better, look at all the moving averages. I look at that thing failing all the moving averages. That's not good. The biggest influencer said that wasn't going to happen. It said that we were doing this.
Wrong.
Didn't do that, did we? It's almost like it gets paid to talk about it.
Come on, man.
What button should I hit?
Bruh.
Yeah, I'll do that one. Anyway, lag line under the candles. I don't hate anybody. I'm talking shit. I'm just having fun, okay? Trying to make light of the situation. Failed the lag line, red cloud on the end. You're ever bearish as you can be on the weekly. S1 is way down here at 2.5 cents, which would mean it failed the trend. That's a terrible looking weekly candle, by the way. You don't want to see that. The only thing it's got going for it is it above the trend. Like everything, DAG follows the same rules as everything else. And while you're getting paid $6 a day, that $6 is now worth $5.45. And then it'll be worth less the next day, and less the next day, and less the next day. Unfortunately, that's the problem with staking and or nodes or any of the other sort. It's stuck in there, and you're only losing money if the value goes down, even if you're making coins as a reward. I know this because I ran nodes and have nodes currently, right? Same thing as staking. You get stuck in there and you don't make anything off of it until you can sell it, unfortunately. And you have to sell it for a profit. You can't just sell it and say, oh, I made money. No, you actually lost. You know what I mean? So please keep your eye on this. I hope this gets better for the entire community. Even the people that talk the most about me. I hope you do well too. I really do. I want to see y'all win. Problem is, it's not a good time to try to do that. Not with this asset. All right, CRWV. And then we'll probably be done. Finally, thank God. I don't want to do this anymore. CR. CoreWeave, is that what you're talking about? Oh, stock. Yeah. Holy moly, look at that thing go up for the last several weeks. That's a beauty, isn't it? Shoo! Straight up like a rocket. I like it. It's over everything. Warning, I don't know what pre-market looks like, but this is still over the 8 right now. It closed over the 8 on the daily. Let's see if it can close it again tomorrow. That would be awesome. Hell of a ride for CoreWeave. While we're doing this, let's go over to the top assets, check the S&P 500, and see what this thing did post-market. All right. Let's see what she did post-market. It doesn't have it on there what we did post-market. I don't know where we closed post-market on all these. But I got a feeling we're going to get some ugly looks when we turn the charts on in the morning when everything finally opens up. By the way, S&P 500, almost to the inauguration level shorts where they came flying in during the inauguration before the current president had a chance to do anything. Look at how them shorts rolled in. We've almost gotten to them. I'm glad we actually stopped to talk about this for a second. Thank you, Sean Shepard, for pointing my brain to stocks. I'm glad that we talked about this because we almost got to these inauguration levels. All right. These shorts still need to be taken out, just like we saw with Bitcoin at the beginning. This is a great way to segue this live stream off to an end. I still think these shorts are going to get wiped. All right. It hasn't happened yet, and it may take a little bit yet to do it, but I think they're going to get wiped. And what I mean is a candle comes up here and shoots and at least throws a wick into that. What that'll do is send the market into a bit of a tizzy because that kicks out all the remaining bears and lets them kind of set the hook for what they want to do, whether they want to switch to being bulls or try being bears again. And it kind of makes bait for the market. Then we'll see if the market reacts to that. That's got to happen, and it hasn't happened just yet. But I think here in the coming few days and or weeks, we will see that happen. And with that, that shit show is finally over. Obviously, I don't like coming on here and giving bad news. I don't like to be that guy, and I'm sorry that I have to be. I would love to come on here and give you all the bullish hopium. I'm never going to do that. This channel started on reality, and it'll end on reality, okay? We keep the delusion away. We keep reality centered, all right? Live streams next week again, normal time. Gosh, I hope it's better next week. I really do. And for what it's worth, I hope the daily improves a little bit today. All right. Thank you for all being here. We had over 500 people. That's badass. I appreciate all you guys coming on here and watching. All right. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be on here with me. I appreciate that shit for real, man. It means the world to me that y'all still here, still caring, still trying. I appreciate it. And hopefully y'all watch from some more and we stick into the realm of reality with everybody. All right. Keeping it real 101. Make the best of your todays, the worst of your tomorrows. I know this day started bad. I know this last hour has been rough. But tomorrow and the next hour is a new hour. The next day is a new day. Let's make it better, okay? And last but not least, Keith will tell you if nobody else has told you. Keith loves you, all right? Y'all have a good one. Sky's the limit. See you on the next live stream, man. Y'all be good. Tuesday, regular time, 4:20. Y'all be good. I'm out, man. Peace.